wide. Texas Republican Senator Ted Cruz called the decision, quote, both tragic and indefensible. Oklahoma's Republican Governor Mary Fallin on the impact to her state said, quote, federal judges have inserted themselves into a state issue to pursue their own agendas, end quote. BuzzFeed legal editor Chris Geidner joins us right now. Chris, great to see you. And when you look at this, and you've written about this extensively in the past, what's happening in the lead up to these 6 other states that I was just mentioning as they're expected to have legal same-sex marriage soon?
Yes, I mean, Richard, this was not the decision that most of us were expecting. We were expecting the court to take one of these 7 petitions that were before the justices, but they rejected all of the appeals. So that's why those 5 states immediately started, as soon as the process through the appeals courts could handle itself yesterday, started allowing same-sex couples to marry. And now what's happening is that within the 4th Circuit and the 10th Circuit, there are these 6 other states that you mentioned that have now the law of that circuit, because of the appellate decisions that were left in place yesterday. The law of the circuit is that their marriage ban is unconstitutional. And so in the case of Colorado, the Attorney General, Republican John Suthers, has already filed a motion in court asking for the appeal to be dismissed so that same-sex couples can marry in Colorado. We've gotten some conflicting rulings or opinions from the Wyoming and South Carolina officials saying that they still intend to defend their ban in court, but the law of the circuit is clear, and it just needs to reach a judge's desk, I think, until those states will be done as well.
So you have those 30 states, Chris. Is there a case making its way to the Supreme Court that you're watching that might be heard, that might stop same-sex marriage in any of these locations?
Well, I mean, not in any of those, not in any of the 30 states, but there are other federal cases that are pending. There's the one that Justice Ginsburg mentioned in a speech at the University of Minnesota, and that's in the 6th Circuit. That's Michigan, Ohio, Kentucky, and Tennessee. And those arguments were held at the beginning of August, and we still don't have a decision from the 3-judge panel that heard that case. And those arguments, it was clear that there was one judge that wanted to uphold the bans, there was one judge that wanted to strike them down, but in the center was Judge Jeffrey Sutton, a George W. Bush appointee, but he also has the notable position of having upheld Obamacare when it came to the 6th Circuit. And he was very much in the middle on the case. I was there at the arguments. It was 3 hours of arguments, and he was clearly struggling with what to do. I would say, if nothing else, the Supreme Court's action yesterday gave him a push in favor of striking down the bans, because the one issue that he had was this old 1970s case where the court had passed on a marriage issue, and he had questioned whether he should uphold it based on that. But I think it's clear from yesterday that the Supreme Court isn't going to be relying on that.
All right. Thank you so much, BuzzFeed legal editor Chris Geidner. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Richard.
All right. Up next, local police